The PDP has accused him of appeasing the BJP. The National Conference has rejected the charge. Here's how the story pans out.
The inauguration of the Z-More tunnel has become a talking point in Jammu and Kashmir politics. The reason? The bonhomie between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and CM Omar Abdullah at the public event in Sonmarg on Monday.
आपने कहा कि दिल की दूरी और दिल्ली से दूरी, इन दोनों चीजों को मिटाने पे आप लगे हुए हैं और वाकई आपके काम से ये साबित होता है। 15 दिन के अंदर अंदर जम्मू कश्मीर को लेके ये आपका दूसरा प्रोग्राम है। ऐसे प्रोजेक्टों से न सिर्फ दिल की दूरी बल्कि दिल्ली से दूरी जो है वो कम हो जाती है।
कुछ महीने पहले ही श्रीनगर में पहली बार एक इंटरनेशनल मैराथन हुई है। जिसने भी वो तस्वीरें देखी वो आनंद से भर गया था और मुझे याद है उस मैराथन में मुख्यमंत्री जी ने भी हिस्सा लिया था। इसका वीडियो भी वायरल हुआ था और मैंने भी विशेष रूप से मुख्यमंत्री जी को बधाई दी थी जब मुझे वो तुरंत दिल्ली में मिले थे। मुलाकात के दौरान मैं उनका उत्साह देख रहा था, उमंग देख रहा था और मैराथन के बारे में वो बड़ी बारीकी से मुझे बताया था। साथियों, वाकई ये नए जम्मू कश्मीर का एक नया दौर है।
CM Abdullah also lavished praise on the Prime Minister for holding free and fair assembly elections in the Union Territory.
आप अपनी बात पे कायम रहे और 4 महीनों के अंदर अंदर जम्मू कश्मीर में आपने इंतखाबात कराए, जम्मू कश्मीर में आपने लोगों को वोट देने का जो है अपनी हुकूमत चुनने का मौका दिया और सबसे बड़ी बात ये कि कहीं पे भी धांधली की कोई शिकायत नहीं, कहीं पे भी हुकूमत के गलत इस्तेमाल की कोई शिकायत नहीं, एक भी पोलिंग बूथ पे कहीं पे रीपोल की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी। इसका श्रेय आपको, आपके साथियों को और इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया को जाता है। जम्मू कश्मीर में आप
The NC leader went on to urge the Prime Minister to restore statehood for Jammu and Kashmir.
करके आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ। आपने तीसरी भी बात की, जम्मू कश्मीर को रियासत का दर्जा कब मिलेगा। मैं लोगों को यही कहता हूँ कि वजीर आजम साहब ने 4 महीने में अपने इलेक्शन का वादा जो है वो पूरा किया है। मेरा दिल ये कहता है कि बहुत जल्दी वजीर आजम साहब अपना तीसरा वादा जो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों के साथ किया वो आप पूरा करेंगे और जम्मू कश्मीर जो है वो दोबारा इस मुल्क में रियासत की हैसियत से अपनी जगह ले।
जम्मू कश्मीर की लद्दाख की एक और बहुत पुरानी डिमांड आज पूरी हुई है और आप पक्का मानिए ये मोदी है, वादा करता है तो निभाता है। हर काम का एक समय होता है और सही समय पर सही काम भी होने वाले हैं।
CM Abdullah's praise for the Prime Minister has provoked criticism from his rivals in the valley. PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti accused the Chief Minister of appeasing the Modi government and normalizing removal of Jammu and Kashmir's special status. The National Conference rejected the charges.
मैं हैरान हूँ वो किस किस्म का बिहेवियर चाहते थे चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब से। मुल्क के वजीर आज़म यहाँ आए थे मेहमान की हैसियत से और उनके सामने जिस तरह से बेबाकी से उमर साहब ने तमाम चीज़ों का खुलासा किया और स्टेटहुड की डिमांड की, मुझे नहीं लगता आज तक कभी किसी चीफ मिनिस्टर ने ऐसे बात की होगी। वो जब इस कुर्सी पे बैठे थे वो भी वो याद करें, अगर उस वक़्त उन्होंने सही फैसला किया होता मुमकिन है आज हम इन मुश्किलात में ना होते।
When the National Conference won elections in Jammu and Kashmir, there was fear that there would be frequent tussle between New Delhi and Srinagar. Despite the fiercely fought assembly poll, the NC government in Jammu and Kashmir and the centre have worked in harmony so far. Is there more to read into the bonhomie between the two leaders? Is a matter of speculation for now. Bureau Report, India Today.
But political speculation is something we'd like to decode right here on News Today at 9 p.m. The questions that we pose at the back of what you just saw. Now, what really explains the Modi-Omar Bonhomie? Political realignment on the cards, because there's something that Mr. Farooq Abdullah has also said which seems to suggest that is it on the cards? Moreover, bonhomie or politics of compulsion, because there is an LG in Jammu and Kashmir as well. Does Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, actually want the kind of relationship that Mr. Kejriwal has in the national capital? Quite not. Naya Kashmir, a reality or an exaggeration? Let's take these questions to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Syed Zafar Islam, Bharatiya Janata Party National Spokesperson, Firdaus Tak, Spokesperson PDP, Irfa Jan, Spokesperson NC, Ajay Khajuria, activist and political analyst. I want to cut across to the NC spokesperson first, Irfa Jan. Today, your party, your Chief Minister, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, is being accused, Ms. Jan, of what is considered, as per your allies at a national level, as per political parties in Jammu Kashmir, of a historic betrayal of everything that the NC stood for, of the election that it fought, which was against the central policies, was against Prime Minister Modi's policies in the valley, and today the kind of commentary coming in from the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir is a betrayal of all of that.
You see, first things first, thank you for inviting me to your show. When in 2012, I would like to remind the viewers of visuals from 2012, when for the first time this tunnel was inaugurated. It was the same Chief Minister, Omar Abdullah, who stood alongside the INC, the Congress leaders at that time when the foundation stone of the tunnel was laid. That was a decade and 2 years ago. We were standing with the Congress government at that time because that was the central government. Today, 10, 12 years later, when the same tunnel was completed, today Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah Sahab, again stood with the Prime Minister of the country, finally inaugurating the tunnel when the tunnel was complete. This tells you that nothing really has changed over the decades.
But Irfa Jan, allow me, I know I'm coming in, but allow me to come in for a rebuttal. The primary difference here is that the Congress is your ally and you fought this election against the Bharatiya Janata Party. You fought this election against what you said were the draconian policies of the Prime Minister. So, there's a huge difference in what you're suggesting.
We are not, when it comes to BJP as a political party, we oppose them. I'm sure BJP opposes National Conference too. In fact, they used to call us a Gupkar gang and whatnot. But today, it wasn't two political parties that were standing together. It was two governments. It was the state Jammu and Kashmir government, a chief minister, and it was the prime minister of the country. And there is something called cooperative federalism, the spirit of cooperative federalism in our country, according to which all governments have to work together. So I think too much is being read into what is happening. In fact, National Conference government not only worked with the Congress government, it also worked with the Vajpayee government before that. And any government that comes after this, National Conference will happily have to work with that government also. But you have to understand that when we work for the development of people of Jammu and Kashmir, we do not forget an essential promise we've made to them. Okay. That is, we will advocate for their rights. And right on the stage, you saw how Omar Abdullah Sahab very courteously but also very decisively put forward the demand of restoration of statehood for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, a promise made to 1 crore 35 lakh people of Jammu and Kashmir. So my last point is, when you look at us and say, what has really changed? I would look at you and say, maybe the change is at your end. National Conference has always been a nationalist party working in the interest of the people. It's today that you are looking at us not from the prism of what you read on your WhatsApp, but from what you were actually doing, and that is advocating for the rights of people of Jammu and Kashmir and working for their development, something we've been doing for the last 19 years.
Let me bring in the spokesperson of the PDP to come in. Firdaus Tak, one thing that Omar Abdullah maintained the day he took oath also was that, listen, I don't want an antagonistic relationship with the centre. I have to work with them. I'll do what it takes. And I'll give you an example. And, they're glaring. look at what's happening in Delhi, where you have the chief minister constantly at loggerheads with the LG. Forget about even in a state where there is an LG. Even states like West Bengal, there's constant tussle. But, maybe to avoid a Delhi-like situation, it's better, to have a civil relationship, to be cordial and get your work done. Ultimately, it's for the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Well, nobody is questioning Mr. Abdullah's presence at a function which was presided over by the Honorable Prime Minister. Obviously, the Chief Minister has a constitutional obligation, but it's not about his presence. It's not even about his words. It's not what he says and what he actually indicates. It's about surrendering. It's about indicating a surrender. It's about normalizing the humiliation, normalizing the abrogation of our special status, downgrading us to the union territory. It's more than the words you have to look into. And I think this is not the first time National Conference actually has flip-flopped. You have to see the entire history is full of their betrayals, from right of self-determination to plebiscite to greater autonomy to Article 370. I think they have used every slogan to get into the power, and then after getting into the power, they have used every opportunity to be at the right side of New Delhi. And these signals from last couple of months, since Mr. Abdullah has taken over as a chief minister in Jammu and Kashmir, I think this shouldn't be surprising for anybody of us in Jammu and Kashmir. We know that National Conference, for National Conference, the slogan of restoration of Article 370 or what Mr. Abdullah has been saying, that our dignity has been hurt and our emotions have been hurt. I think all these emotions were only to be in power, and probably from the statement Mr. Abdullah had yesterday, we can very well understand that they don't actually want to be only on the right side of Delhi, but they want to be their good boy. He wants to be the good boy of New Delhi in Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, okay. Dr. Syed Zafar Islam, these visuals, the commentary, optics work very well for the BJP, because at one end, it portrays that the India alliance is fraying at the edges, which the BJP always said that is going to happen months after the Lok Sabha elections. And this could be a prime example of that, because you've had Omar Abdullah, who's taking on his own allies there and then praising the Prime Minister and the BJP government. That at one end, and on the other, where the BJP can also project, listen, we are all in when it comes down to federalism, where states are concerned. There are only a few problematic children like an Arvind Kejriwal or a Mamata Banerjee. Otherwise, we want to work with state governments which are not run by the BJP.
That's true. But let me tell you very candidly that I must compliment the Chief Minister of J&K, Omar Abdullah, for staying away from dirty politics of India alliance and narrating the truth. The cooperative federalism, what Irfa Jan and you have spoken about it, I think it has demonstrated in true sense that what we mean and what we delivered is exactly the same what we had promised, and something which has been acknowledged by the Chief Minister himself. And it has indeed become a template for other states to follow, unlike the Delhi Chief Minister, who constantly cribbing about the role of LG, he's constantly cribbing about the interference of central government, even though there is none. But he just wants to make this kind of a statement to stay. He thinks that he can stay in good state in the eyes of the people of New Delhi. Away from that, I think Mr. Abdullah has realized that it is best to work together with the central government, because the spirit of cooperative federalism suggests that we have to work together for the betterment of the state and for the welfare of the people of the state. And that is something which is very, very evident on 13th and Jan 13, when the Omar Abdullah was speaking the truth, that whatever promises were made by the Honorable Prime Minister, he had delivered it. And whatever promise had been made earlier the Honorable Prime Minister has said very candidly that when the time comes, that will also be delivered. There is a time for everything, and it will come, it will happen as and when the time is correct for other things to happen.
But you're bang on.
So indication is right that let's work together. Let's work together.
Okay.
We do not want to politicize it. We do not want to see any politics in it. We want that every state government and its leader, the Chief Minister, has certain responsibilities to discharge. Likewise, the Prime Minister has the responsibility to discharge.
Okay.
If we work together and have a constructive mindset, definitely it will only work, bring a positive outcome for the welfare of the people of that particular state. I think these people should see this as a template, must learn, likes of Mamata Banerjee, likes of Arvind Kejriwal. They must learn from this kind of approach, a constructive approach of Mr. Abdullah, and I think it will only benefit the people of that particular state.
Okay.
Those who are criticizing earlier, they will learn a lesson or two from this kind of understanding from the body language of Mr. Abdullah.
But Dr. Islam, like you said,
and the connectivity between the two, and it was not politics; it was pure working relationship, which should be between the Prime Minister and the
but timing, they say, like, you pointed out that this is the perfect time, but timing is everything in politics, because how the campaign went and what we see right now is a sea difference in the kind of language used by either sides of the divide. But I want to bring in Ajay Khajuria, activist and political analyst in all of this. How do you analyze these visuals, Mr. Khajuria? And how is a regular Kashmiri or even a citizen of Jammu and Kashmir looking at these visuals? Is there a sense that as long as there's development coming, because, cordial civil relationship will mean the betterment of Jammu and Kashmir, a more combative relationship would possibly be detrimental? Is that the outlook, or is there a sense of betrayal?
Preeti, it was, first of all, as a common person from Jammu and Kashmir. So what a memorable sight it was. Honorable PM sitting at the center, flanked by two great leaders, Honorable LG, Mr. Manoj Sinha, and Honorable CM Omar Sir. So all three are instrumental in shaping the destiny of UT of J&K. We must understand what's happening in last couple of days or months. Even though if you see last week, the inauguration of, Jammu Railway Division and presence of everyone there, it's also giving a symbolic positivity. Over the past few days, the front page of leading newspapers in Jammu and Kashmir, it's showing all three leaders on the front page. And these all are prelude to the better days. You all have heard the speeches, but I have heard the words. And all the words talk about the unified vision. And unified vision, every word may or may not be different, but it is giving the same intent. See, terrorism to tourism. Dil ki baat, Delhi se dur, dil se dur, bridging the gaps. Prime Minister talking about the diligent people of Jammu and Kashmir. They are working day and night to make this UT as a better place to live. Movement like this need to be celebrated, not criticized. I just hope the power politics or should not shadow this sink. This thing needs to strengthen. What we require today, we require Umar sir, we require Manoj Sinha sir, we require Honorable PM, all putting their hands together for transforming J&K. Naya Kashmir 2.0. I just hope, I heard few of the people before, I heard on the TV also, please don't, overshadow this positivity which is coming in our UT by all these three gentlemen. Please support. That's from every Jammu and Kashmir person will say this only. They want growth. They want growth and they want growth.
All right, okay. Irfa Jan, do you want to come in and weigh in on this? Because today, the NC, though closer to Delhi, is isolated where its own allies are concerned. I'm not talking about the PDP. You had every ally which has come and criticized you on the stand that the Chief Minister has taken, especially after, the acribic election that was fought in J&K.
You see, none of our allies have criticized us. PDP has criticized us, but again, PDP is a party that was absolutely rejected by the people. The Congress has criticized you, the Uddhav Sena has criticized you, the Sharad Pawar NCP has criticized you. you see, when it comes to the PDP person's statement, let me respond to it. There is a difference between working with the center and working for the BJP government. There is a lot of difference between these two things. Any state government will have to work with the central government. But as a state government or a UT government, you do not have to get into an alliance with the BJP government, which is what the PDP did. And it's actually rich coming from the PDP, because it was because of that alliance. Today, we are not in a position today we have to ask for statehood. Today, we have to say, please give us back our statehood. It is PDP that has put us in the situation that we are in. And it's absolutely shameful that they have the gall and the temerity to now question the national conference and say, you guys are not able to get back what we lost. I mean, maybe it isn't for you to even question. National Conference is not a party you should even question, given the fact that you were the one who made an alliance with the BJP in 2014, because of which you gave the government, BJP government, a stake in the assembly. They pulled back the government and they
But Irfajan, tell me something. Somewhere down the line, these optics, as they are beamed live, the commentary by the Chief Minister, does it not embarrass the India Alliance members?
I think this is the Chief Minister speaking to the Prime Minister, as I'm repeatedly saying. This is very different from party politics. National Conference very much remains a part of India Alliance. We saw recently Kerala Chief Minister comes all the way to Delhi. He gives Prime Minister Modi a bouquet of flowers. Mamta Banerjee meets Modi ji, she gives him a bouquet of flowers. Does that weaken the India Alliance? You sitting with the Arvind Kejriwal, for that matter, somebody who's put in jail by the ED, he meets the Prime Minister, gives him a bouquet of flowers. Does that weaken the India Alliance? No, it does not. If the Prime Minister is a guest in our state, he comes, he shares a stage with us, it's only natural and courteous that we speak to him in a dignified way. That is, as I said repeatedly, two governments working with each other, not two governments in alliance with each other, not to a government that is working for the other government, but a government that is working according to the mandate that the people of Jammu and Kashmir have
Before I bring in the PDP spokesperson, why I say that there's a sense of disquiet among some of your own allies is of the statements made by Omar Abdullah. Listen into this.
किस्मती की बात यह है कि क्योंकि इंडिया ब्लॉक की कोई मीटिंग बुलाई नहीं जा रही है, तो इसमें कोई क्लैरिटी नहीं है, ना लीडरशिप को लेके, ना एजेंडा को लेके, ना आगे क्या हम रहेंगे या नहीं रहेंगे इसको लेके। शायद दिल्ली के इंतखाबात हो जाएं, उसके बाद अच्छा ये होगा कि इंडिया ब्लॉक के तमाम जो हिस्सेदार हैं उनको बुलाया जाए और इस पर क्लैरिटी हो। अगर ये सिर्फ पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शंस के लिए था, इसको वाइंड अप करिए, फिर हम अपना काम अलग से करेंगे। अगर पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शन के बाद ये असेंबली के लिए भी है, तो फिर हमें मिलके काम करना होगा।
All right, so when you club this with the acute praise coming in from the Prime Minister, it raises many questions, especially in the India Alliance. And one of those questions is there going to be a realignment where the NC is concerned, especially where its political stand is in question? I want to just bring in the PDP spokesperson, Firdaus Tak. Firdaus Tak, I want to throw in some graphics here, and that possibly might explain on why why Omar Abdullah has taken the stand that he is. Tourism seemingly has gone up, Firdaus Tak, in Jammu and Kashmir. Investment has increased in Jammu and Kashmir. And if there is civility, if there is a working relationship with the centre, you had Farooq Abdullah also said that we are not fighting with the centre, we need to work with them. And ultimately, that is what any state would need to do if it needs to bring in the kind of development that Jammu and Kashmir hopes to get. We pull in those graphics of tourism and...
well, first of all...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, first of all, the government in the present... The government in the present setup of in Jammu and Kashmir doesn't have a financial powers to implement development agenda. Let me make that very clear. As far as the National Conference spokesperson saying that they have to be very close to New Delhi to implement the development agenda in Jammu and Kashmir, I think National Conference will never be as close
I'll come to you, allow him to speak.
And BJP as close.
Make your point.
As close the Lieutenant Governor has been. It is the same national conference which has been criticizing Lieutenant Governor for being New Delhi's man implementing the agenda of BJP and New Delhi in Jammu and Kashmir. It is the same national conference which has been criticizing the Lieutenant Governor that the only thing the Lieutenant Government administration is doing in Jammu and Kashmir is building roads, building bridges, building hospitals, and talking about tourism and the infrastructure. Whereas the primary issue of Jammu and Kashmir is not only about the roads and the bridges and the other development issues, but the primary issue is the aspiration of people of Jammu and Kashmir. The people of Jammu and Kashmir have voted National Conference tremendously and absolutely to the power, not for building bridges and roads. If they wanted to build bridges and roads, I think Lieutenant Government would have been doing a good job. They voted National Conference to speak to the Delhi and the administration in New Delhi about their aspiration. They want the government to talk about the unemployment in Jammu and Kashmir. They want Omar Abdullah
You're actually
to talk
telling
about
me.
hundreds and
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, sir. Allow me to come in for a rebuttal.
Just, I'm concluding.
Okay.
I'm
Keep with your train of thought and I'll come
please.
back. Yes?
Just allow me a few seconds. They want Omar Abdullah to talk about. They talk about thousands
Just
of
10
youth who are
seconds.
being languishing behind bar for absolutely no fault of their own. They want Omar Abdullah to speak and talk to New Delhi and Bharatiya Janata Party government in New Delhi about restoration of the special status, not statehood only. They want Omar Abdullah government to stand up to the occasion and talk to the New Delhi about restoration of the dialogue process which was started during PDP and BJP government in Jammu and Kashmir. This development agenda, what National Conference spokesperson is saying, I think this development agenda is only a smoke screen. The basic issue for National Conference is that they want to betray, they want to come out of India alliance,
30 seconds.
and
Ma'am,
they
I'll come
want
to you. Allow him
to
to
damage
speak.
India alliance while being in India alliance and getting cozy.
Okay.
And
Mr. Tak,
getting
I have, Mr.
warmer
Tak,
to the
allow me a
BJP
rebuttal.
is
And this
only
possibly
their way
sir,
out.
allow me a rebuttal. Why cannot, the government in Jammu and Kashmir do everything that you speak of along with building bridges, along with the developmental work? Are you actually telling me that people of Jammu and Kashmir don't want bridges, they don't want development? Because that's acutely negative politics, sir.
The development work, the development work. See, there is a process. Every year, every government, every state has a budget, and whatever assistance we are getting from New Delhi is the assistance every state in India gets and every union territory gets.
I'm just quoting you. You are saying the people of Jammu and Kashmir did not vote Omar Abdullah for development. That's a terrible way of looking at it and depriving your citizens of development.
Development is a continuous process.
Okay.
Development is a continuous process. Every government, every administration does it. Development didn't stop when we didn't have an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay.
And it will not stop even if
All right.
Omar Abdullah is
Okay,
abandoning
Syed
the
Zafar
basic
Islam,
issue.
Syed Zafar
What I
Islam.
am saying is
Yes.
that along with the development agenda, the basic issue has to be addressed.
I'm glad
and
you're
basic
saying it right
issue
now
has to
because
be
you didn't say it
highlighted.
earlier.
Which national
I am
conference
glad
is
you're
going?
saying it right now because you did not say it earlier. You said that they did not elect the NC for development. I'm glad that you're saying that alongside development,
Because they
need to address the
knew
issues
that even LG
or what you
administration
think
can
are the core
deliver on
issues
the-
of the people of the
Because
valley.
people knew. Because
Can I get 30 seconds?
I will come to you, ma'am. Allow me to bring in Dr.
Because
Syed Zafar
people-
Islam into this conversation. Dr. Syed Zafar Islam, the charge is also that this is opportunism by the BJP. It's a way of using the NC right now for these optics. It's a way of utilizing the kind of commentary that is coming in for this short period of time where you project Bonhomie because you have other battles to fight.
Well, first of all, you have to understand that this India alliance is an unholy alliance of some political parties, which is these are opportunist parties. They just have one agenda to stop. They always had one agenda to stop Modi and Bharatiya Janata Party. They failed miserably. So they will, and they cannot stay together in any case, because the agenda was to stop Modi, and they cannot stop Modi for sure. Having said that, what is more important for us to understand that our limited point is that the party in power in the state must behave responsibly. They come across as a responsible political party. They must come across as a responsible government. They must work together with the center constructively. They need to have a positive approach. They work for the welfare and the welfare of the state and the people of the state. They do not have any malified intent or agenda, because we want to work together with the state government for the benefit of the people and the state. If any government who is cribbing likes of Mamata Banerjee or the case in point is Delhi Chief Minister, it will not work. It will not benefit the people. It will not benefit the state, because they are damaging the prospect of the state and the people. The PDP spokesperson was talking about the aspiration of the people. I think they were becoming a bottleneck for the aspiration of the people of particular state. So that's why we let them fight between the alliance partners. In any case, it's an unholy alliance. They let them fight. We are not overly concerned about who they are fighting, what is their agenda, what they are talking about each other. Our limited point was that they must come across as a responsible political party and the government to work together with center for the welfare of the people.
All right, I'm running out of time.
That's all.
Okay, Irfa Jan, you wanted your 30 seconds for a comeback. Go ahead, for a rebuttal. Go ahead.
Thank you. Just two things. Number one, yes, we've been given the mandate to advocate for the rights of people of Jammu and Kashmir, which is why we decisively put forward the demand of restoration of statehood in front of the Prime Minister. Statehood, in fact, is answer to a lot of things that Mr. Firdaus Stark pointed out, especially prisoners and others, rights of prisoners and others. Now, this is in clear contrast, I would like to remind the audience, of how Mehbooba ji used to talk about and advocate for our rights. When she sat with Rajnath Singh the last time they did in government, she talked about doodh and toffee, and she said these people, children who are being murdered and who are being showered with pellets, did not go out for doodh and toffee. Instead, they had gone to pelt stones. So I would not want to take lessons from how to advocate for rights of people of Jammu and Kashmir in front of national leaders from anybody in the PDP.
Well, the new working relationship is already out. See, the national conference.
Allow her.
This fight for statehood. This fight for statehood is a fight that everybody in Jammu and Kashmir should stand for. They need to stand behind the national conference government.
Jan, what is the timeline of this fight?
This front.
Because right now, it's rainbows and roses, at least with what we look at with the relationship between the centre. Is there a timeline to it?
Ideally, there should be a timeline to it. And
I'm asking you.
The BJP government puts a timeline to it. Because now it's been very long, and which is why we are constantly telling the BJP government in many words that please give us a timeline.
Okay, Mr. Tak, you wanted to come in quick 30 seconds. I need to close the show.
Yes. I will be just having a concluding remarks. See, what I'm saying is that for Mr. Omar Abdullah, Mr. Narendra Modi is a divine power who can control even the weather in Jammu and Kashmir. We have absolutely no power with the opinion. But see, the new working relationship is quite open. The National Conference spokesperson had utilized of her entire time in the debate criticizing PDP. Not a single word about BJP, not a single word about the atrocities of the Bharatiya Janata Party administration in Jammu and Kashmir. Not a single word about the promises her party has made in the entire election campaign and before that. Not a single word about that. So you can understand the new relationship, the working relationship these two political parties are having.
Okay.
All right.
And all the best.
Okay, I'm going to just let it rest. Like I said, I appreciate Dr. Syed Zafar Islam for joining us. All our panelists, our BJP spokesperson, NC spokesperson, PDP spokesperson, and our political analysts for joining us this evening. Right now, like I said, it's rainbows and roses, at least with the optics that are filtering in from Jammu and Kashmir, with the relationship between Omar Abdullah and the Prime Minister. Will it continue to be so? That's the big question. And what does it really mean? In days, we'll have a larger understanding. Meanwhile, let's quickly shift focus to the other developing story that we're following very closely. Himachal Pradesh police have now booked the Haryana BJP chief Mohan Lal Badoli and Haryanvi singer Rocky Mittal for gang rape. The complaint was filed by a New Delhi resident who accused both of raping her in July 2023. Take a look at this report.
Himachal Pradesh police has booked Haryana BJP chief Mohan Lal Badoli and singer Rocky Mittal for alleged gang rape. An FIR against the accused was filed by Solan police on December 13th based on a complaint filed by a New Delhi resident. The crime was allegedly committed at Roscommon Hotel of the Himachal Pradesh Tourism Development Corporation in Kasauli. The survivor alleged that the two accused raped her in July 2023. The complainant alleged she met the accused along with her friend. According to the FIR, singer Rocky Mittal allegedly offered to sign her in his album as a heroine. The survivor alleges Mohan Lal Badoli promised her a government job. She alleges the accused forced her to consume alcohol and raped her. The accused have called the charges baseless.
ये सारा का सारा स्टेंट है मोहन बडोली को दोबारा प्रदेश अध्यक्ष ना बनने देने का। ठीक है, बडोली जी मेरे फ्रेंड है, कई बार मैं उनके साथ पहले भी गया हूँ और आगे भी कभी मौका मिलेगा चला जाऊंगा और दोस्तों के साथ सर जाते हैं। हम 3 लोग गए थे। मैं कहता हूँ बीजेपी वालों से भाई मुझ पे रहम करो, तुम्हारी लड़ाइयाँ तुम निपटो, मुझे ना बदनाम करो।
The Congress has demanded free and fair investigation in the case.
बहुत ही गंभीर मसला है। गवर्नमेंट किसी की हो, एक महिला ने FIR कराई है, शिकायत दी है पुलिस को, तो पुलिस ने FIR की है। परंतु मेरा एक मानना है कि इसकी जांच होनी चाहिए और जांच होने के बाद कोई भी अगर दोषी पाया जाता है, चाहे वो किसी पार्टी का प्रदेश अध्यक्ष हो या कोई और हो, उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
Speaking to India Today, Solan SP stated that no arrests have been made yet and the matter is still under investigation. With Aman Bharadwaj in Chandigarh, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's shift focus to the national capital. An election is in order and the fight is only getting fiercer. While the Aam Aadmi Party BJP battle is rife, the entry of the Congress has come in through its top leadership, Rahul Gandhi. The AAP versus Congress fight in Delhi getting fiercer with Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal targeting each other, branding each other's parties as the B team of the BJP. Is this a friendly fight or real political rivalry? Is the Congress the biggest threat to Aam Aadmi Party in the Delhi election? Who is the B team and who will pull off an ace performance in the upcoming elections?
The gloves are off in Delhi dangle. The rift within the India bloc is widening as the Congress guns for AAP in the national capital. In his first campaign speech for the assembly elections on Monday evening, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi hit out at both AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. From Adani indictment to corruption to caste, Rahul Gandhi did not spare his ally at the national level.
केजरीवाल जी ने बहुत बड़ा प्रचार किया, दिल्ली को मैं साफ कर दूंगा, भ्रष्टाचार मिटा दूंगा, जैसे प्रचार नरेंद्र मोदी जी करते हैं मीडिया का, झूठे वायदे, एक के बाद एक, एक के बाद एक, एक के बाद एक झूठे वायदे, वैसे ही स्ट्रेटजी केजरीवाल जी की है।
On Tuesday, the leader of opposition lashed out at Kejriwal again.
पेरिस जैसी दिल्ली है, सब जगह यही हाल है।
The Delhi Congress has released a 12-point white paper against AAP and BJP for mismanagement of pollution, civic facilities and law and order in the national capital. AAP has hit back at the Congress, accusing it of working hand in glove with the BJP.
राहुल जी के बयान के ऊपर मैंने यही कहा कि मैं इस पे टिप्पणी नहीं करूंगा। उसका जवाब कांग्रेस ने नहीं दिया, उसका जवाब बीजेपी के एक बड़े नेता ने दिया। तो ये सारे बीजेपी और कांग्रेस मिलके दिल्ली की जनता के खिलाफ और दिल्ली के लोगों के खिलाफ और आम आदमी पार्टी के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं।
अपने इलाके के काम को जब दिल्ली के विधायक एलजी साहब से समय मांगते हैं तो वो टाइम नहीं देते हैं, लेकिन जब संदीप दीक्षित जी समय मांगते हैं तो उन्हें टाइम दे दिया जाता है। जब संदीप दीक्षित जी समय मांगते हैं, उनकी कंप्लेंट रिसीव होती है, तुरंत उस पर कार्रवाई होती है, उस पर एफआईआर होती है। तो ये क्या हो रहा है? ये बिल्कुल साफ है कि कांग्रेस के कैंडिडेट्स के बीच में, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के बीच में जुगलबंदी चल रही है।
The divide between AAP and Congress is ammunition for the BJP, which is the principal challenger to Kejriwal's party.
तो मुझे खुशी है इस बात की कि राहुल गांधी जो इस पर कोई अपना रिएक्शन देते नहीं थे, कुछ बोलते नहीं थे, तो उनको पहली बार केजरीवाल के बारे में बोलना पड़ा। ये एक अच्छी बात है कि जो अभी तक दिल्ली में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का स्टैंड रहा है, उसको उन्होंने अपना समर्थन दिया है।
What impact can a spirited Congress campaign have on the election outcome in Delhi remains to be seen. Bureau Report, India Today.
The Delhi dangle only getting dirtier, but viewers remember the last time round, 2020, it was way worse. Till now, still civil. A quick break. Stay with me. On the other side, the BCCI cuts VVIP cricketers down to size after a series rout in Australia. We'll tell you exactly how.
Motorola Razr